our tips to live the best experience with the digital world. Did you know that you can significantly drop your data consumption when playing your videos? Yes, this is possible by optimizing the resolution of your videos. Launch YouTube. Launch a video. Go to the three small dots on the top right of your screen. Click on Quality. Choose the 240p or 360p format. On Netflix. Launch Netflix. Go to the three small lines at the bottom right of the screen. Click on Settings. Choose Video Quality. Select Standard Quality. We can do incredible things with our smartphone, like optimizing the quality of videos to save data.
Orange.
Business. Okay, but thank you so much, Maisie, for joining. I am so super excited. It's really been great the past 2 months, just talking to some amazing women. I always say, I have a dope village. Let me brag for myself. I know some dope
you
people.
Get a t-shirt. You gotta get a t-shirt.
Yeah, I ain't see him. So to have you, I'm like Maisie, my sister, my Liberian girl, my fearless woman, the boss lady. I mean, looking at your resume, I don't even know where to start. I'm like, okay, this is a young woman, Liberian girl, who launched her, wait, let me get it right, the Maisie Dunbar Global Experience.
Yes.
And of course, I think I met you when you launched BluffaJo in the States,
yes.
which was around 2006.
Yes.
You launched that in the States. And this is not just a professional makeup line. This is actually skincare. I don't know if any other Liberian that actually owns a professional makeup line. So I stand corrected. If anybody want to correct me, that's fine. But I would say this is the woman, the only Liberian woman that I know anyway, that has a professional makeup line, and also you focus on skincare. I know you're very particular about that it's not just makeup, but it's also skincare. Some of the A-listers that you work with, I'm looking at the late Diane Carroll. I was just saying, I'm like, yeah, she passed away not too long ago, right? Was it this year? Or
last year? I think it was last year. Last year. I think last year.
Yeah.
If I'm mistaken, last year.
So, and then there's Patti LaBelle, there's Kelly Price, there's Shaka Khan. And then when we start talking, I mean, there's more. And her profile will be up on salamatu.com because she's one of my fearless lady, part of that dope village. And the television stations you work with, BET, CNN, we're talking global magazines, Essence, Liberia Travel and Life as well. I mean, your resume just go on and on and on and on and on and on. And then with all of that, you travel, you launch BluffaJo in 2016 in West Africa, right? So that's Liberia, Ghana, Nigeria. And then with everything that you're doing, you still find time to train our young women. So Maisie, thank you so much. I will stop there and just pretty much let you tell us, what have you been up to? Because
first of all,
I know that.
First of all, I want to say thanks to you. You, all of you that are in Liberia, most especially you, spearheading, Liberia Chamber of Commerce. But you don't just spearhead that. You're very intentional about, your mission in putting Liberia on a different platform, with the frustration that comes with being in Liberia. For example, LEC, you're here, eh? You're putting that on. With the frustration that comes with being in Liberia. So those of you who are coming on, because I shared it with some people, I don't know if you can see the comments on Facebook on that side, but I shared it with people. So people that are coming on, the reason why, the blessing is you have a white wall. So the reason why y'all can't really see Salamatu beautiful face, and she dressed up drunk for us. So
Yeah.
at least you post saying her Gary. So, but with all that being said, we are still here. We're still gonna do it. I'm so grateful to be with you this afternoon. I feel truly blessed. I'm a Liberian first before I'm anything else. I'm first a child of God and a Liberian first. And it's funny because when I went to beauty school almost 30 years ago, 30 is like 29 years, almost 30 years ago, I went with the intention of opening a spa in Liberia, on my farm in Congo Town. But then, I guess God had a different plan. And when I went home for the first time after almost 30 years, when I went home the first time, after almost 40 years, I started to see the need for, training from customer service to, skills training. I remember, Savette, the ex-mayor of Painesville, when Savette would come to America, let's get Savette, whoop, whoop. When Savette would come to America, Savette was one of my really good clients for years before moving to Liberia. She would come and say, hey, Maisie, come home. You need something like this in Liberia. So, but when I went home, I thought to myself, I don't need to have something like this, like how I had my spa in America. No, let me use my skill set and give to people what I know.
Yeah.
To me, that's the legacy. That's the legacy. Don't go back and try to, the people that are there, they've been on ground, they have their businesses. I don't want to interrupt their businesses. Let me help them be better. I don't think you, Savette, Ellen Pratt, Clarence Simpson, Candace Eastman, and the list goes on. Yeah. I don't think you all should have to go to Ghana or Nigeria to get a good service, to get a good manicure, or to get service. So my thought process was, what do I go home and share my knowledge with my people? Like they said, charity begins at home, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why I came home, and I also wanted to not only educate. What happened?
No, go ahead.
Oh, not only educate people on, nail, skin, and body therapy, but also help to create, let them create their own legacies. Let them see their true potential, and that's why I came home. That's why I came home. And then launching BluffaJo in Liberia, it was only the right place to do it and the right thing to do, because come on now, Liberia, that BluffaJo, all the BluffaJo there in Liberia.
It's funny. I was just saying that to someone, how, maybe we need to just concentrate on what we're great at in Liberia. And one of those things is that we like Wutan. We let it bluff.
Yeah.
No matter what kind of hard time we're going through, Liberian women be looking fly.
Yes.
Men be looking fly. And whatever we're going through, we smiling and we bluffing. So yeah, that word belongs to us.
It does. It really does. I will share a quick story with you, Salamatu. Recently I was being interviewed on Fox 5. And right after my interview, I got this call from a number that I didn't know. So I answered the call. She said, the girl introduced herself to me. She said she was a nurse and she just saw my segment on Fox 5. And she's like, I was taking care of my patient. She said, I even see the thing. Oh, I heard what BluffaJo. And I thought to myself, that person must be Liberian. She said she just kind of glanced. She glanced at the side, but she looked at me and she thought, oh, but she looked like a Liberian person, but I will call anyway. So when she finished her patient, she went back to the desk. She went back to the nurse's station, Googled BluffaJo, saw that I was Liberian, and she called me. So, that's how you need me,
We regardless of what people think that Liberians honestly don't support each other, let me tell you, we do. Yeah, we do. You know, we may have a little challenge sometimes. Some of us who may not want to support, but the vast majority of us, if we hear anything Liberian, out of Liberia, oh my God, people get so excited. You know, I love BluffaJo, the lip love is what I actually love. Because you know, I don't know how to put the makeup on. I got my BluffaJo. Yeah, still got my BluffaJo. I don't know how to wear.
You gotta put it against the white wall, or we can't see it.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, see. Yeah, see. So yeah, I'm not really, you know, I think at this old age, I'm learning how to apply makeup and honestly take care of my skin. But I'm more of a lip gloss. So, but Maisie, how did
So
you?
we have to do another segment on here to teach you
Yeah,
how to take
yeah,
care of your
because the
skin.
last one that you did, I honestly, I was listening. I'm like, oh, really? It does that? Oh, for real? Is that what it's supposed to do? Because usually, you know, you grab the powder, you put it, you draw your eyebrow, you put the powder,
Yes.
and most of the time I walk out of here without any makeup on. But nevertheless, I'm learning how to not just apply the makeup, but also take care of my skin. So super.
You have beautiful skin, so and the climate in Africa is not that easy on the skin either because of the environment. You know, it's really not. It's a challenge on the skin. So you have beautiful skin, and in the advantage, the reason why you're not so gun ho on probably leaving your house and be like, oh my God, I gotta put makeup on. It's because you have beautiful skin. The people that are always trying to hide all this stuff because their skin is compromised, and what they end up doing is making it worse than it really is. You know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and it'd be so hot, and I'm like, how they got all that stuff on the face? Yeah.
yeah.
But you know, in this industry, even though we say Liberians, we like bluffing, we like bluffing, but I think most of us we don't utilize that passion in turning
Yes.
to business. So
Yes.
that's, you know, my next question would be, how did you, or why did you decide to go into that industry, that you turned your passion into a business? Yeah, a successful business.
Well, you know, Salawatu, to be honest with you, I was working with British Telecom as a systems analyst. And I got laid off my job. And, you know, I'm a single mom, although my son is a grown man now, but single mom in America, you know, and I was always, when I would go get my nails done, the guy that did my nails at the time in DC, he would always tell me how great my nails were. And he said, Maisie, you should do nails because your nails are, you're the easiest client I have. I don't even know why you come to me. And I did a great job. From the time I was small in Liberia, I used to make my own paper dolls. I used to do all of that stuff. So it came to me naturally. Fast forward, you know, when I went to school for nails, got my license. I used to practice on my sister Katy, God bless her. So I was horrible. When I tell you I was a mess, I was not good at all. The only thing I was good at was manicuring and pedicuring. So to practice my acrylic, you know, my mom and Katy, they were my guinea pigs, and I used to tear Katy. What I fought Katy whole skin off, it was raw. The price you have to pay, but you know, it goes back to perfect practice makes perfect. I realized what my shortcomings were, and I started to immediately go in for continuing education. So when I went for continuing education, I started to meet people that I had gotten another job. Of course, I was working for FDA in Rockville in the MIS department. And I realized that I was, you know, these people were so happy and I hated my job. So 6 months later, I stepped out on faith, as I always do. And I just said I wanted to do it full time. But what I realized after I stepped out on faith, and like I always do, was I was in a salon that was very busy. It was about 14 hairstylists. Everybody had a full book. But back then, everybody was going to discount salons to get their nails done. People were not intentional about supporting Black businesses. So I was sitting down every day, nobody coming in my chair. I said, but chair, I know I would do with the people. I'll cook the soup. You know, like Paul, especially like with me, we'll move fast. So I started going to the bus stops. And I had my script, Salamatu. I'll go, hi, my name is Maisie. I just got out of beauty school. Can I give you a free manicure? Really? I'm not crazy. I just need to practice. And because people would look at me, they would take it back, you know? And what started happening was I started doing all these free manicures to practice, and people actually thought I was busy because I was good, but I was practicing.
Yeah.
So, and then when I started to get better and better as I went to trade shows and started to connect with other people, we didn't have social media back then. So it was very grassroots. One of the things I started doing was when I started doing acrylics, what I started doing, I used to do this thing called my second day callback, which is also part of my, till today is part of my customer service. So my second day callback was to check to see if the people not break their fingernail, but they didn't know that. So my second day callback, I had a script for it. It's like, hi, my name is Maisie. You were here 2 days ago. You got a full set of nails with me. I'm just trying to see if everything is okay. So the reason why I did that was if they told me, oh, I broke a nail, I'd be like, oh, you can come in today and then I can take care of it. So instead of waiting for the 2-week period when then I break all 10 nails, it gave me an opportunity to see how I could fix the nails really quickly. And anybody that got a full set with me, my strategy for checking my own work was I invited them to come back the following week to get a fresh polish change free of choice. I did that once again to check my work because I was afraid it wasn't good. So those are the things that I did to build my clientele, and my very first full set of acrylics, I had gone to, the Safeway in Wheaton. Yes. I was standing there passing out flyers. So when I got back to the salon, they were like, oh, Maisie, you got a client. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I got a client. Look on the book, my dear, the woman booked for a full set of nails. I said to the receptionist, I said, girl, I can't do no full set of nails. I can barely do a straight manicure. She said, well, you the one out there passing out flyers. So this goes back to the importance of being honest. Yeah. For those who are watching in Liberia and abroad, if you're good at something, be good and great. If you're struggling with something, let somebody know that, I can do this, but I'm not that good at it, but I can do this. So my client, when the lady came in, I said to her, I said, ma'am, I just got out of school. I'm not that good at full set, but if you got about 8 hours, I can make this thing happen. She said, girl, let's do it. It took me 8 hours to do a full set of nails. And that woman stayed with me until she died.
Amen. And she sat there with you.
She sat there for 8 hours. Because she said to me, everybody have to start somewhere. Aww. And she was my client. I did her nails the night before she died. Her family lived in North Carolina. She came to the salon. She came to me for over 10 years. She came and she always wore like a forever French. So I did always would do a permanent French with the white and pink powder. Aww. And she came to me that day. She was like, Maisie, I want to take my nails off. I want a fresh set of nails. I was like, really? She said, yeah. So we took her nails off, gave her a fresh set of nails. The woman went to North Carolina, had a brain aneurysm and died.
Amen.
Yeah, so, I say that to say, especially in the continent, we want to say, if somebody asks us to do something, say, yeah, ma, I can do it. Knowing in your heart of heart, you're not good at it. So just tell the person, I will try. I will do my best. Because then the level of expectations are different.
Yeah. And I've been talking a lot about the difference between like marketing and branding, and how marketing is more seen, it's like the brain of the whole process, but the branding is the heart. Yes. You want people to walk away with an experience. You just don't want them to walk away and say, okay, this thing tastes good. There are plenty of people out there who selling potato chips and it all tastes good. You want them to walk away with an experience that when they see your product, they know it tastes good, but there's some kind of emotional connection to that. And every time I see you, I follow you on Instagram, I follow you on Facebook, and every time I see that, that's what I see. I see the brand of BluffaJo, that this is somebody that you can talk to. This is somebody who knows what she's talking about when she tells you need to clean your skin, or you need to do it this way, you need to mix this and this. So, the branding is excellent. And I think that's something our small businesses, they honestly need to understand, that honesty and that level of just owning their brand and making that connection with the customer. Because I'm telling you, 8 hours, man,
I'm not lying to you. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And when I left there, I was like, I have to go to trade show. So one of my girlfriends, her name is Sabrina. Sabrina and I have been friends forever. And Sabrina is now in the real estate business. But back then we did nails. In fact, we used to practice on each other. And I met Sabrina in a class. We both were in this class, fresh out of school. And my cousin, Masta McLean, introduced me to Sabrina. My dear, me and Sabrina green like a horn. The woman did a full set of nail salamatu in, I think, 11 minutes. Me and Sabrina bought every single product that woman was selling that day. Only to go back home and it took both of us like 4 or 5 hours. We didn't, so for her to sell her products, that was her thing. She mastered doing it in under 10 minutes, a full set of sculpted nails. You hear me? So we went to the trade show. After that class, well, we got to get better at this. Went to the trade show. I would always go to the trade show with my nails bare. And I would go to every booth to compare. So, and I wanted, speaking of excellence, I wanted to associate myself with a brand that was about excellence, that was about giving classes. I wanted my nail enhancements to look natural. I didn't want them to look fake. So when I am in Liberia, I try to communicate that to when I'm teaching them. When you do someone's nails, it should look like an extension of the nails. When you do someone's makeup, it should look like their own skin. You can do high fashion, that's fine, but it should look like you. You want to look like you. So we walked to about over 10 booths. One nail stood out to me, and it was by CND. At the time, it was called Creative Nail Design. It's now called CND. And we went back to that booth again and bought everything he used to do my nails. And I went to every single class that CND had around the U.S. I became a master educator for them. And I became a master, and then I had to go to boot camp. And when I went to boot camp for them, it took my whole skill set to a whole different level. And the owner of the company sorted me out. So people thought, Maisie, Jan wants you. You don't have to do so much work. But I needed to do the work because I had to prove something to myself. So, so the journey of what people see today, it's been a lot of endless hard work and a lot of commitment and education. I educate myself on a regular basis. It's a whole different level, of course, now, but it's on a regular basis.
Yeah. And I'm not even going to get into that continuing education, especially for a lot of the trade, the services, that we see here. Because sometimes you ask that question, I'm like, are you brushing up on your skills? And I'm talking about serious, like, medical professionals. But I will not go there. I have a cousin in Maryland, Dr. Stubblefield Precious, Marcus Stubblefield, the dentist. And exactly what you're saying, during the Ebola time frame, I spent some time with her. And I mean, I would see this woman, she had her own practice. She's taking this course and that course and reading about this and trying this new thing always. It's just like, I have to brush up on my skills. And I told her, I said, we got some people in our country that I know for a fact haven't even left for years, what's going on. So that is super important that you build on your skill. Now, we here in Liberia, I love the line. Recently, I also had a conversation with you about, of course, the Liberian market, because we are very selfish people. We see it and we say, but we're not. They won't belong to us. And so we want to see the product inside our country now. Yeah.
It's funny you say that, Salamatu, when I launched the product in Ghana, because at first, my first trip back to the continent was Ghana. I went to Ghana for Ghana Fashion Week. I was covering it for a magazine in New York. Go figure, right? So they sent me to Ghana to cover Ghana Fashion Week. So I'm in Ghana. I'm checking everything out, And when I launched that product in Ghana, there were people they were to flog me on Facebook with their mouth. I can't believe you went to Ghana. I was like, gee. I said, okay, I'll come to Liberia.
That was first thing the woman from Liberia, but why should not doing it yet? Yeah? If I said, we won't see it yet. And by the way, it is in Liberia.
Exactly.
It is in Liberia. So, I know Royal is carrying it now. So you can go to Royal Hotel on 15th Street. You can buy the products. You can also go online, and it's BluffaJo Cosmetics.com or BluffaJo.com. BluffaJo.com. So you can go there. Also have it on the Made in Liberia shop. Anywhere you see website that I have something to do with, you best believe that BluffaJo is on there. Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
So, but what can we do to? I think for me, even though I got nothing to do with the company, I just wish that everybody in Liberia would know what BluffaJo is, as compared to, we had this conversation. What is the Rihanna's line? For everybody to have BluffaJo. Yeah, and not simply because it's Maisie Dunbar Liberian Girls line, but because it is Maisie Dunbar, a Liberian Girls line, and is actually a really good product for the skin. So can you maybe just shine some light on what do we need to do, or what are you doing to try to get that name, that brand that is a household name in Liberia?
Well, one of the things that before COVID, I was coming home and I had planned on doing a makeup course at a school in Cinco. And when I was in Liberia for Christmas, not Christmas, for right after New Year's, I went to, there's a school on Kiri Street called the Liberian Returnee Network. Have you ever heard of that, Samatu? Basically, what he does is a guy that owns it. So I was introduced to that organization through Hawa Marvi, who's the president and founder of ABBA, who was on your show a couple of weeks ago. So me and Hawa went there to speak to the guy. But much to my surprise, when we got there, he has cosmetology, he has culinary. The shortbread was so good. And I bought like 4 bags of kaya. I thought I was gonna die for that man kaya. And they do a good job. So I was going back. One of the main things I want to do and am going to do when I get to Liberia to help make BluffaJo not only a household name, but BluffaJo is a brand that is about impact. Yeah. We're about social impact. And again, I'm from Liberia. So if I'm going to be impactful, where else to be impactful but Liberia?
Yeah.
That
also, you have been here, you have done training with people here, because I know you're big on that. So you have been back and you have done a lot so far.
Yes.
So
I have done a lot, even to the point where, though I'm not going to say his name, a young man out of Liberia last year, he sent me a WhatsApp. And that, but God has his way, because but that particular day, my spirit, to be transparent, my spirit was really weak. I was just about, God, what is it you want me to do? It was just very weak and wrathful. Mm-hmm. And he sent me an email saying, Sis Maisie, I just want to call you to tell you thank you so much for coming back to Liberia and giving us your skills. He said, because of you now, I have a better job. Because of you now, I have a better place to live. Amen. When I started nail therapy, which is what they call it, he said beauty therapy. When I started beauty therapy, I never thought of the way I think of it now as a business. But now I think of it as a business. I even want more. Eventually, I want to go to South Africa and I want to do nails on a cruise ship. That right there meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
That's why I do what I do.
Yes. What you say? I want to be a part of showing what we as an industry can do to transform lives. And that's what it's about. Making sure that that impact, whatever you're doing, that it's transforming someone's life. And it's just not, not just doing to be doing it. But
exactly,
as we start talking about social issues, this is an area that I know you're very passionate about. Recently, with the rape issue. And we said we'll touch on this a little, because there's no way we can. Oh, they're here. They're back.
Thank you, Felicie. Thank you, Felicie. Hey, good morning.
Yep, let's see it.
I'm happy. That's what Ella be working for you. You had Christmas light.
Hey, yeah. Yeah. I celebrate too soon. But
I know, right?
so just talking about, you know, what's been on the news scene right now, rape, the issue
Yes.
of not just the issue of rape, but the alarming rate of what is happening. I'm not going to be happy, but the the urgency, it's so scary that the cases, the reported cases, I should say, you know, the numbers are too high, and sadly, most of the victims are under the age of 15, and that's cost for every woman, especially, you know, every Liberian woman, every female, everybody in Liberia for that matter, should be, you know, alarmed about and wanting to do something about it, you know. And I have to say, bravo to the young people who got out there last week for 3 days and said, you know, enough is enough. We need answers. We need solutions. We need to sit at the table. We need to address this issue. I know this is not a today's issue. We know we've had this issue. I've been back in Liberia for 10 years. And
10 years already?
10 years this year. Yep, 2010.
Wow.
So I've been back for 10 years, and my issue has always been, I just took on the case to maybe talk about it. You know, I do the vagina monologues, and that platform is simply to speak about it, to be comfortable enough to talk about it. You know, and there are several other groups in Liberia who are challenging constructively, you know, our 3 branches of government to make sure, you know, the legal framework is in place. There are also advocacy groups who are challenging the system to make sure we have safe houses. So there are people within different areas doing different things. But just to see the spike in cases, I know last year, the year before, 2018, the report that we got was 2,000 cases for the entire year. 2019 comes by from January to July. I think the cases were about 2,000 reported. So it was the same number as the entire year, the year before. So that was alarming. And I think this was just the reported cases in one county. And for those of you who don't know about Liberia, Liberia has 15 counties. Montserrat County is the largest county in terms of population. So the capital city sits here. So, and these are the numbers that I'm talking about right here in Montserrat County. So a year you have 2,000. The following year, within 6 months, you have 2,000. So you knew that things were getting bad. Then, of course, 2020 rolls by. We all know in times of crisis, sexual violence against women, there's always an increase. So with all of these issues, you know, again, you know, bravo to the young people who went out there for 3 days. In particular, I will have to say Brenda Burramore, she's on here watching, Fasia Harris, Mombito, and you know, Benita Yuri, everybody who said this is alarming and this affects all of us. We need to sit at the table and we need to have a conversation so women and girls in Liberia feel protected. But I would just give you a chance to maybe just talk about, you know, what is going on here and, you know, your experience with the whole situation.
Well, when I started to see, you know, the different feeds and conversations on social media, I start to, like I said, my brain is, we're in Liberia and we want to be not only in Liberia selling products, we want to be able to make a difference, a social difference. I'm a Liberian. I'm that young Liberian girl. You know, I am that young Liberian girl. If I didn't have my parents to be so protective, you know, of my mom protective of us, my father protective of us, I could have been. So when I see that, I think like I'm that young Liberian, I'm that young Liberian boy that can't fight for myself. So I think, how can I impact the youth in a way that their self-esteem is so much higher that when they feel violated, they feel secure enough to have one person to confide in.
Mm.
At least one person. Like brave people, you tell one person something, they carry it, this it. So my challenge to us in Liberia, let's create a platform that these young men and women, young girls can feel like I can come to Salamatu in confidence and tell her what happened to me. She will do what she can to fix and correct it, but not carry my business all over the place. Give them that sense of security. With me being, beauty is what I do. If you cut me and that blood would come out, it would say Beauty, beauty. That one would come out. So for me, self-esteem plays an important role with that.
Yeah.
Even women that are being abused in terms of being beaten, you have people that are married and they're raped.
Yeah.
They're raped by their husbands for one reason or another, because of their self-esteem or because, he's taking care of me. So for me as a beauty brand, that would be my difference that I want to make home when I come home, when this whole COVID thing is over. I'm coming home with a vengeance to do that.
Yeah.
To be that voice for the people who don't have one.
Yeah. Well, we'll welcome you.
Thank you.
Yes, with open arms.
Yes. So I'll put on my scope. You tell me what I need to do to get the work done, because I'm all about that, Because if you empower a woman and you lift her self-esteem and you show her entrepreneur skill sets, she's got it. She's got it. Yeah. So that's what's lacking in addition to that, Some of these mothers that you go and you tell if you go tell a mother, somebody raped your child, we need you to be a part of it. That girl brought my money, or so having these kids have that confidence.
Yeah. Lots of work to be done, but I think that some of us who are hanging in there, we just need to continue bumping heads and seeing what we can do, because of course the issue of rape and young women, but there are just so many issues with the children that just feel safe. And I said I see people quoting Mandela. And I'm like, when you quoting Mandela in a country like this, you don't feel angry that we're not living up to some of those quotes that, we so easily posting. Let's say the soul of a nation. If you want to see a soul of a nation, look how they treat their children. When you're driving by and you see the children on the street, that doesn't make you angry. For the longest time when I moved back here, I wouldn't see children in a restaurant. And it was very, very, it was very surprising for me, knowing that I grew up in America, where that's where you saw a lot of children, with the families. They were out eating, different restaurants, they were out. Here, I didn't see it for the longest time. I think maybe within the last 5 years, I'm starting to see more children out in the restaurants and out. It was just Sunday. You saw them at the beach. So, and then you look for playgrounds. When I worked with Sivette Mayor Gibson at Painesville City Corporation, that was one of the things we were working so hard to make sure that there were playgrounds in different communities. But you fighting the community that saying, oh no, you can put it in here, they rather a Palawa hut for the youth. And most of these youth, all of us know how old those youth are. So you got fighting for playground for real children. You got people fighting for the youth who as old as I am. Yeah, I know I look younger than most of them. Yeah. So, but I just think our attitude. You see, you're literally in a community and somebody telling you they rather a Palawa hut for the youth group. And you're seeing about for every adult, maybe you're seeing like 3 or 4 children walking around, and you're saying, okay, we want to put a playground here so children can feel safe, so children can play. Let's change that attitude. And they're talking about doggone Palawa huts. But anyways.
But one of the things, you know, when I was in, I don't know if it's either, no, it's not Cuba, but I think it was South America. And one of the things, yeah, I think it was South America. And I think what I noticed, one of the things that they did to combat like a lot of the drug trafficking and all of that, they had a lot of gyms and playground, outdoor gyms.
Yes.
For the kids, they had outdoor gyms, playgrounds all over the place. So people can go outdoors and work out, go outdoor and play basketball, play this. They have programs in place to get the youth engaged in something other than crime.
The real youth. The global definition of youth.
Yes, the global definition of the youth. But I know like we're a bit interesting in a lot of ways we're unique. So for those youth that we consider youth that are like 25 years old, we said
not
youth.
25, man. We're talking 40. 25, 40. Yeah. 40 years old. No. I don't care what you missed during your lifetime. No, you're not a youth. You just missed that time of your life. Now you are an adult.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw that. I think it was Sivette that actually brought like pictures. She showed pictures of these outdoors gym playground thing in South America. But
yeah.
And
we just gotta make sure people don't destroy it, and that's another thing too. You give people to play, and then they destroy it. And for those of us who kind of grew up in Liberia, we know Liberia is different now, you know. So we really gotta get to the root of the mindset. You know, we gotta get to the root of the mindset, knowing that I am enough, I am loved, I am powerful. You know, we gotta get to the mindset. You know, yeah.
Small. But you know what? Let's talk about beauty.
But we can't give up though. Come on, we can't give up. It takes a village.
Yeah, no, it really does. It really does. And I think sometimes, for me anyway, I need to leave for a little bit because sometimes I get so frustrated. And I'm like, it feels like tears in the ocean. So I need to leave. And then once I leave and I come back, I'm like, okay, there's a lot that has been done. You know, we've done a lot. And when I say we, I'm talking about the people on the ground, the people in the States that have, people in the diaspora, I should say, who have contributed to rebuilding Liberia. So sometimes it takes us to maybe move away from the situation for a little bit. And then look in and say, okay, you know, there's still hope in it. This weekend, we held the Made in Liberia Fair that, bring all of the local entrepreneurs who are doing, well, not just manufacturing or processing, but also owns a service business here in Liberia. And someone came, I think this probably was her second or third time, and she hadn't been there for like months. And when she was leaving, she said to me, you know what, this gives me hope. Because I was starting to feel like, you know, the same thing, tears in the ocean, but she's like, you know, let me know what I can do to help. But this gives me hope to see the level of work that these Liberians have put into their products, into their business. And I probably can say, you know, for the past year and a half, I've seen the improvement. I've seen their resilience. I've seen the challenges they're going through and the resilience to say, you know what, no, I'm going to make it. I've seen how they've grown from maybe putting stuff in a plastic bag to making sure it's sealed, making sure, you know, the safety aspect of it is there. So I always tell them, I said, in a country where you have very limited resources, you're able, you know, with what you're doing, you're able to compete with other people who have all the resources. So just think, you know, just a little bit more, just keep doing it just a little bit more and we'll make it better. But you're right, you know, it's a long journey. So once in a while we'll
and it's not gonna happen right. We all just got to put ourselves in there. And my plea to a lot of us in its diaspora, America, all over, when we go home, let's stop speaking negatively over Liberia, because life and death does lie in the power of the tongue. We know when you speak bad of Liberia, you're speaking bad of yourself, because that's who you are. When you say like bring women, I hope BluffaJo for the men in that.
Yeah.
You including your mind inside.
So I start talking, I say, hey, first of all, let guess on this straight. I'm a Liberian woman first, though. I'm Liberian. I'm a Liberian, and I would say on tape, I'm a Liberian first, and then American and everything else.
Right, exactly.
I'm a Black woman, this skin color. I'm an African woman. All of those come first. So once you start to talk about Black women or minority or women of color, African, Liberian, that meal. So yeah, I'm part of that. So I gotta talk. I gotta talk for them.
Exactly. Yes. And people like to say, you know, like listen, not listen, not be listen.
No, not listen. Just let for people to light a fire on our upper arm sometimes.
That's it. You may need to pop people here and there with your mouth, you know, get us some tongue lashing. They'll be all right. You know, that's what makes them move.
Yes.
That's what makes the continent. That's what makes it beautiful.
Yes. Too many good things happening on the African continent. Too many good things.
Yes.
And, you know, we invite our brothers and sisters in the diaspora to you don't have to move home. You can come move, or you can come. However, we don't have you, but you can come and visit. You know, we have the tourism, World Tourism Day coming up the end of September. So we're going to have a big event. We're collaborating with the Liberian National Tourism Association, just so people can see this beautiful country, very beautiful, on tap. A lot of things just on tap, beautiful country. So tourism and trade. We got plenty in here. You don't have to come over, but however, you can do business here. You can have partners here. You can invest here. You can come and visit. You can come and tour. You can do tourism. We got a large portion of the what is it? Not the rainforest, the Sapo National Park that reigns in three countries, and Liberia has the large portion. I've been in it. Beautiful. I mean, and we got all kinds of animals, and everything is untouched. So you got the Sapo National Park. We got Patawi waterfall, beautiful. I mean, just all types of beautiful things. But we want, you know, our sisters and brothers from the diaspora, whether you're Liberian or Black American, we want you, or Caribbean American, some of my friends from Trinidad, you need to come home. Come home.
Yes.
You know, Ghana, were you part of the Ghanaian, what is it, return? The return?
The year of return?
The year of the return.
I wasn't a part of it.
Because
I was there, and I was there, but I wasn't a part of it. I went like the 26th or 27th was when I got to Ghana. The 26th. Yeah, I spent the Christmas in Nigeria, and I left the next day.
So they need to then come to Liberia too now. We are the original gatekeepers.
We really are. And the good thing about Liberia is open for business. Liberia is open up a business. So do we have any questions, Salamatu, that anybody asking? I don't know if you've been going through the feed.
I just looked. We just have great job, guys. Brenda was just kind of like in awe of your 8 hours.
But yeah, me too.
And the woman, not so much that you spent 8 hours, but she was patient enough to to sit there, because some of us, by the time we sit there for 1 hour, we start looking at you like, come on now. Yeah.
But it's funny because, and like she said to me, everyone have to start somewhere, and maybe she was placing my life at that moment, for me to be able to do that. I knew that I couldn't do it. I knew I couldn't do it under 4 hours because I knew I sucked. I knew I wasn't good at it, but it pushed me to go and master those things, and I didn't do cosmetology. I did my own thing ass backwards. I did nails first, and I went back for skin when I was about to launch BluffaJo. I went back for skin so I can understand the technology behind skincare and ingredients. Then, because of my mom, I went back for massage so I can help my mom to take my mom off medication she was on. So that's kind of my backstory. Whereas I could have just done cosmetology and saved money. But I went to nails, and I went to then I went to Cosmo, and then I went.
Paid off.
Yes, it has.
A question from Brenda. She said, "What has been your biggest challenge?"
My biggest challenge has been for my spa or for BluffaJo.
Well, I guess we can do both.
Okay, for my spa, my biggest challenge was at first was, Africa, where I had happy. I used to be firing people left and right. So I literally, to correct that part of me, I enrolled myself in a leadership course, which allowed me to hire differently and allow me to look at not the people I was hiring, but my systems. And I fine-tuned my system. So that was my biggest challenge with the spa. The biggest challenge for BluffaJo has been scaling, because I pivot my business into an environment that is totally different from what I'm accustomed to. So I'm like a fish out of water. So going strictly e-commerce, my biggest challenge has been, to scale BluffaJo to the point that it's able to take care of me, my family, and the things that I want to do. I would love to send 3 or 4 kids to school in Liberia, to nurture them, to not only just send them to school, but send them to school, coach them, nurture them, and do that one child at a time in Liberia. And before you know it, I would love to send 50 children to school in Liberia. So to be able to scale to that level. And so what I'm doing right now, I've enrolled myself in several master classes to master doing business e-commerce. So that's where I am. Okay. So that's been my biggest challenge.
And then the other question is, what does success looks like or means to you?
Success for me is, first of all, I look at success as a journey. Because you accomplish one thing and then you're like, okay, I got to do this. So success for me is a journey. What success looks like for me is being able to take care of my friends and my family. That to me is success. Being able to take care of them, not only emotionally, but financially, spiritually, being there for them on all levels. That's success for me. That's what it looks like to me.
Okay, and then another question, how have you been able to manage during Corona?
Hey, Jesus!
Given that your business is a contact one, the service things.
Jesus, no. First of all, during Corona, I wasn't seeing people, period. I don't really have clients in America like that. My core clients, I will go to some of them to offer them services, simply because I know that they can't get what I've given them over the years, from sanitation to education. It's kind of hard, everybody can't be Michael Jackson. Everybody can't be Prince. One of my colleagues from Detroit, she calls me the Michael Jackson of the beauty industry, which I know that it's my gift. I know that it's my passion, and I know I live on purpose. So I'm aware of everybody can be me. So I try to accommodate my clients when I am in the U.S. But the other things that I do in the U.S. when I'm here, I do training. So all of my jobs got canceled during COVID. But what it did for me was allow me to really, really audit my websites, audit myself, audit my business, reinvent myself, reinvent my business, and understand that this skill set that I have, if I can't be in person, I can still do it virtually.
Nice. Now, this other question, I myself want to know. Because I want to know. Yeah, please share with us how do you stay motivated? Because
Oh
I don't think I've ever seen you in a bad mood. Number one, you're always like, we're going to do it. You know, I'm here for it. Let's go, 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 go. What do you need? All right, I'm here. So how do you stay motivated?
I stay motivated by people like you. I stay motivated because I know I'm living on purpose, you know, and part of my purpose is to help, to serve. So that's how I stay motivated. I start my day with a prayer. I don't compromise that. Everybody knows that about me. In fact, some of my friends, when they call me, I don't answer. They'll text me, and later on, I see their text, you know, I know you praying, Ma, I forgot. You know, I start my day with a prayer, and I start my day by meditating and doing my affirmations. I literally printed my affirmations, and I have my picture on my affirmations, and I have it on my mirror in my bathroom. So I see that, you know, and I just motivate myself. It's me, you know. So, and there are days that I'm not gonna lie. There are days I'm like, okay, God, what is it I'm supposed to learn from this particular experience? Show me, guide me along the way. Allow me to listen because you know me better than I know myself. I know my EA. So please help me help myself. So that's how I stay motivated. You know, I try to surround myself by people that are doers, people that don't complain and just get in and do it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, and then final question is, do you have any regrets?
I absolutely have no regrets. The only, I wouldn't even say it's a regret. When I came back home, when I was coming home the first time after I pivot my business, when the plane was landing at Dulles Airport, I said, oh, shit, I'm not driving America again. Because that's when it really hit me, because I closed my salon and I left the next day. And I was home for 6 months. So I coming back and said, oh, I'm not driving in America again. So what I do, I don't regret closing my spa, because what I've learned and the things that I've been exposed to lately, if I still had my spa, I would not have had the opportunity to be exposed to these things. I would have been probably working and doing this and doing that, flying here, flying there, doing this celebrity, doing that celebrity. I would have not been able to focus. But I do miss the energy of the human spirit.
Yeah.
For almost 30 years of my life, I left Germantown, went to Silver Spring every single day, between 10 to 13 hours a day. Some days longer than that.
And
So,
for those of you who don't know, that's a drive. That's a long drive.
And I'm a long drive. Don't say it like that.
Traffic. Going and coming. So,
yeah, so and you know the funny thing about that drive, Salamatu, till today, like I hardly ever listen to the radio, because after I've dealt with employees all day, dealt with clients' needs all day, you know, you at people's beck and call. When I would get in the car, I would just use that ride to like unwind, you know. And so till today, when I get in the car, I don't even listen to the radio sometimes, you know, unless it's Sunday, I'm listening to gospel music or something, or listen to African music. But 90% of the time, I don't really listen to anything. I just use that time to just think and be in my own head, you know. You know, as Aquarians, how we are, you know, we can literally entertain ourselves.
I said, yeah. What did my cousin told me? Say you're very popular. 1 minute you're the next minute you're like, I need my time.
Right, exactly.
I need my time. But Maisie, it was so good chatting with you. I actually wanted to talk about the lip gloss line real briefly, because I know it's named after like people in your life, and it's beauty. I love the lip gloss. So can we just talk a little bit about it before we leave?
Yes. So first and foremost, for those of you who are not in the Bluff Girl movement community on Facebook. I would love to invite you to be a part of that community. I am working on some great and amazing tools and things that we're going to start implementing. You know, I'm spending this time and money to level up. So part of me leveling up is to come to my community and share and really to give you guys some of the best nuggets that I can give you. So with that being said, one of our motto is, with BluffaJo, you're not a name, you're not a number, you're a name. When we started the brand, we sold raffle tickets. And I can't even take credit for the brand. My sister Kathy named the product, my dear. I was like,
yay, Kathy!
Yeah, who's a Kathy? Because, you know, people are like, you should name it your name. I'm like, I'm not that crazy about my name or Maisie. I just wasn't, you know, I wasn't there. So Kathy was like, you should name it BluffaJo. And instantly it hit me. But actually, Salamatu, to share with the audience, this is why it's so important for you to know that you know who you are. Because so many people started, like, I hired a marketing company. I had a conversation with a marketing company like 2 years ago. And the first thing she did when she was auditing my site, she was like, you need to change your name. I'm like, no, I changed my name. Well, she was like, your name is your brand. You should use your name. I'm like, I'm not using my name. I said, BluffaJo it is. She's like, BluffaJo is like, you're playing, you did. She was like, I did, what she said she did, a case study or whatever. And everybody came back. So I knew I wasn't changing the name. So, you know, this is why you have to really know, you have to know who you are. And you can't really base your actions on what other people may think. You can listen to them and get ideas, but, you know, so with BluffaJo, a lot of the names, people that had, when we sold the raffle tickets, people literally bought raffle tickets but never redeemed the raffle tickets. It was their way of sowing seed into the brand. And we started with just 4 lip glosses when we first started. I was like, I just gotta stop. You know, now as a Korean, you should know. I'm just gonna stop. I was like, I just gotta start. So we started with just 4 lip glosses. And the chemist that I first hired, I was introduced to him by the chemist from OPI and CND. So I use my nail community. You know, my nail community has always been there for me to assist me. I was at a trade show and they both connected me with the first chemist that I hired. So we just started with 4 lip glosses, literally 4 lip glosses. I wanted to start with lip glosses because I figure if I master that, we'll just do it a little bit at a time. When we first launched our first velvet lip gloss, I only started with one velvet lip gloss. Now we have 12. So the names of these products are name of places in Liberia. Like we got Che, we got Liberian Jew, we got Fange.
That's her IG name, Brenda Brumore, like Liberian Jew.
Yeah, you know, Liberian Jew. We got Che, we got Liberian Jew, we got Fange. I'm working on Watapoli.
Yeah.
We also got Pepper Bush. Yeah, so you know, so the names are relative to Liberia, places and things and phrases in Liberia, and also people that have supported the brand. So one of my very good supporters is my cousin Marita Harry. So I'm naming one of the, I'm actually working on a pigment now, you know, and I try to pair it up with the attitude of that person, you know. So let's say if I do something like Matu, I know that you don't like too much color, so I'm not gonna go get you no hellebore red because I know that it's not representation of you. You know what I'm saying? So I try to when I name colors after somebody, I make it kind of, you know, be fitted to the person's personality.
Nice, Maisie. Oh my God, Maisie, I could talk to you for like ever. Ever. But thank you so much. So now the Bluff Girl Movement is on Facebook. Everybody join. Follow Maisie on IG. She's always giving those free tips. So for some of us who are not makeup expert, but we won't be inside the fries.
We'll be things.
Yeah, we love the new things. So make sure you follow her. You know, it's Maisie Dunbar. She's on Instagram, very active on Instagram, of course, on Facebook. Make sure you follow the Bluff Girl movement. What can I say?
Can you go to Roya and buy your makeup?
Yeah, go to Roya. Go to Roya. But you know, another question.
Can Salamatu send you from her so they can know it?
Yes. Tell them. Roya, yeah, but go to Royal Grand Hotel. They have there. So we're gonna continue working more to make sure that everybody in this country, that when you walk anywhere, when you say BluffaJo, then we already know the need. We know what I want me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we also want to know that we have our name is on the global skill. It's on the global platform. Thanks, Maisie, because of Maisie.
Thank you.
So yeah,
Thank
that's BluffaJo. Yeah. So again, thank you so very much. Gonna have Maisie's profile on salamatu.com. Go to that website. She is part of the fearless lady of this dope village. So thank you again, Maisie.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. Everybody that tuned in, thank you guys. Share this video, guys.
Yes, share it.
LECB did not stop us. We still did it with darkness more.
Girl, even God knows. He knows my prayer. So, you know, I think somebody else was trying to test me, but no problem. But yeah, that's part of that's part of the resilience that we have in Liberia. We just keep going. So, you know, thank you again so much, Maisie.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Anytime. Love hanging out.
So I will be in touch with you again pretty soon for another business platform. So once we get more information about it.
I got you. And when this is done with the recording, send it to me so I can upload it on Bluff Girl Movement as well.
All right. So thank you again, Maisie. And thank you everybody for joining. Thanks for the question.
Bye, everybody.
And yes. Please share. So until next week, mwah.